SOGI, for Sexual Orientation and Gender Identification, a curriculum that teaches public school students across Canada to celebrate the homosexual lifestyle and that gender is fluid. In other words, your gender is not dependent on what parts you were born with, but rather what you feel like in the moment.
There's people that are boys, there's people that are girls.
I am trans, and I was a trans child too. Drag events are safe queer spaces, and especially for queer children, it can be very comforting to see people like them around.
She goes on to share that her class does not have an American flag and that she took it down during the pandemic because it made her uncomfortable. In this video, Pitson says a student asked why there was no flag recently. She says she tells the student she would try to find it, but then admits she's lying.
We're the target because they understand that if they can divide us, they will be able to conquer us.
They're going to do their best to silence anybody that voices any form of distance.
I think it's disgusting and pedophilic. I don't think it's the government's business, left-wing media's business at all as what children are doing with other children.
Stolen innocence. That's the focus of tonight's angle. Second, the toy maker is now using its brand to promote transgenderism to little kids. Its storybooks discuss how to delay puberty with hormone blockers.
I worry that they're being given out a lot like candy, which is great in some ways, but it's also like, okay, well, you know, you need to have the conversation.
She says great in some ways. It's not like there are life-changing ramifications involved with these drugs or anything.
A lot of people can't think. Yes. And not only that, but they've had jobs where they've been forced to, like, all day, every day, follow the rules. And then there becomes an ideology that everybody in your business shares. And you have to share that ideology or you get pushed out into the fringes of the social group. You could get sucked into anything. If you're in it when you're young, you get indoctrinated. I mean, that's how every cult does it.
A woman is not anything in particular.
There is not one particular thing.
It could be many things to many people.
Some women have penises, right? Some men have vaginas.
I like scented candles. I've watched Sex and the City.
Yeah.
How do I know if I'm a woman?
That's a good question.
After transgender and transracial, we got transable. Yeah, this one's really messed up. Physically healthy people who feel they should have been born disabled. A man in Great Britain cut off his arm because he felt like an amputee. A woman in North Carolina poured drain cleaner in her eyes because she felt blind. Transgender, transracial, transable. Guess what's next? A grown man posting an ad on Craigslist wanting a nanny because he identifies as a baby. You can't make this stuff up. Ridiculous? Perhaps, but who's to say anymore if that's how he feels? If a man can be a woman because he feels like one, if a white person can be a black person because she feels like one, if a healthy person can mutilate herself because she feels disabled, if a grown man can be a baby because he feels infantile, where does this end? Can a child be an adult because she feels like a grown-up? Can a teenager buy alcohol because he identifies as over 21 years of age? Can a grown man attend kindergarten because he identifies as a 6-year-old girl? Can a child spend the day at doggy daycare instead of school because the child feels like a canine? If not, why not? If a kid can be transgender because he feels like a girl, who are we to tell a child he must attend school or obey his parents or refuse him a beer when he orders one? You can't have it both ways. If children have a right to parents providing for them, and a man identifies as a child because he feels he is a child trapped in an adult body, and if we're playing by these twisted, disordered, ridiculous rules where illusion and emotions trump objective truth, aren't we violating his rights by refusing him the love and care and financial support every child deserves? Just something for liberals to think about before they push the boundaries of identity politics past the point of no return. When you sacrifice objectivity and reality like transgender, transracial, transabled, transspecies, transaged, you get cultural absurdity. And we promise to cover it every step of the way because it has only just begun.